Yeah, it's very bad. That's like not in general with this COVID thing. In general, there are various aspects of India. I know I should not do that, like make fun of my own country. But what can I do? It's doing stuff like that, and that is why I'm not planning to live anymore in this country and going out.
Oh, so do we. And
Where will you all move?
we want to move in America. Have this quarantine.
Everyone wants to move in America, but the green card is very hard to get. So, your voice is
What course?
AI, artificial intelligence, bachelor's,
Oh.
computer.
Oh, so you're smart. Oh, we cannot talk to you.
If I have a child tomorrow, so there is no guarantee that he will grow up to be a good man. He can be an equally bad and evil man, but we must hope for the best, and that's what we are doing with AI. We are giving machines intelligence, consciousness, power,
And what do you think? What do you think if you're creating an AI
okay.
and it's gonna have access to the internet and it's gonna find out all of the information from the internet of humanity. What's gonna be his judge about us?
Yeah,
The humanity
that's
stuff.
the thing. If you come from a technical point of reference, then till now or in the future also, AI cannot judge. AI can just do the work that intelligence can do. This judging thing and deciding what is wrong and what is not right is all up to conscious and wisdom kind of thing. And intelligence is something different from wisdom. And this is what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to give intelligence to the machines, because wisdom is also important with intelligence. If we only give intelligence and power to machines, they will ultimately go bad, as it happens with humans also. It's a common quotation, power corrupts mind. So that's the thing. The humans that are wise never do anything bad. The ones who are just intellect, just intelligence, only do the bad things. So in short, wisdom is the requirement for peace.
Conscious is comes with self-awareness, right? And it comes with fear of extinguish.
No, that's not true, because in some philosophies also, in my religion also, in many books and with my own experiences, if anything is driven by fear, it will come to an end. The fear is not a strong enough force to drive anything. So wisdom is not something that comes with experience of life. It can be artificialized. Like if we see with respect to evolution, then animals don't have what we have. And as I was doing it yesterday, so while comparing, so we can say in some sense that animals are conscious, but they are not intelligent enough to understand the consciousness. This is a kind of tricky sentence, I hope you get that. So in case of humans or the gods that we call, they are enough intelligent that they can understand consciousness, and they can be wise enough to use their intelligence for good of people, for peace. And with respect to animals, they are just conscious. They are not intelligent enough to use the things that they already have. This is the conclusion that I came yesterday thinking for long.
Let's say it comes with the experiences, right? If you learn from your experiences, what you experience in the world.
So with respect to experiences, then from experiences we form perceptions, not existence. That is the level I'm talking about. I'm not talking about the humanistic level of that basic humans do, kind of illusionary thing that we do, that we live in this world. I'm talking about the enlightenment kind of level of, I'm trying to give machines capability to become enlightened. And I know it's all way too much to think at this moment, given that machines are not even properly intelligent on the moment. But someone got to do it, because there are some already research going on in MIT. I have heard many podcasts, I have read many articles of scientists like Joshua Beck. They're already doing a lot of work in artificial consciousness. So nowadays,
probably it's because in that way we can understand a bit more about ourselves as well. How our brain works, how we are processing information, and how consciousness became.
It is a kind of it's a controversy, because the scientist, I was listening to this thing yesterday only. There's a scientist named Dilip George. He says that he believes in opposite way. He's a neuroscientist, and he thinks that we are required to understand human brain first, and then we must try to do something, then we must try to artificialize it. But humans currently are doing the opposite of it, as I am doing. I'm trying to create, I'm not trying to understand human brain properly, but I'm trying to make it artificial. Like everyone is giving their arguments, everyone is making their assumptions, everyone is giving their hypothesis. All we can do is just progress with the field.
Yeah, of course, you won't know until you try it, right?
That's what happened with AI also. Like 20 years ago in 2000, no one knew that AI would grow this big as it is today. Everyone is using AI. Everything is using AI.
Yeah.
So in the next 20 years, this is the like common thing that I can see: artificial consciousness. Because back then, humans would have made AI that much good enough that they can move from intelligence to consciousness.
Well, I'm just amateur in the world. I'm just experienced and try to live as short as I can.
Of course, not everyone is required to do everything. I mean, I'm way more amateur in many things that I don't know, but this is the field that I have chosen to work on and give my life to.
Yeah, if that's your passion in life, it's I can only respect that, and I hope you the best, that you're gonna achieve the goals, at least some of the goals you wished for. So that's all I can.
It will be very good for humanity as well if I do achieve what I want to achieve. At least I can.
I don't doubt that you are working for humanity and its future, but don't forget that there are things that humanity didn't use it in the right ways.
Yeah, see, this is the thing that I wrote in DSW also. The problem with the problem with humans is that they live way too much based on their current pleasures and current experiences. That won't be the case with machines because they won't have the fear of dying. So they won't be just doing everything in their power to live in the current moment. Like if you see with respect to what most companies are doing, they are making the best amount of profit they can because they don't have to live forever and survive in this world. So they are not keeping climate change that much in mind and whatever. Like they are creating a lot of chaos. So if we give this fear of living forever, like mortality is a fear, but immortality is an even greater fear. So machines would have that fear.
But every life has its hand.
Of course, there are various things in this universe that can destroy anything. So what do you do in general?
I'm in the metal industry.
Oh, okay, metallurgy kind of stuff. Yeah, that's very hard. I had to study that.
Yeah.
I had to study that for a while.
So it's alright, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but I'm not a well-educated person. You know,
I don't think you should say that. It's just that you are not well educated in the things that I'm talking about. But you must be in your own field of metals and metallurgy. So it's all about field and interest and passion.
Yeah, I experienced a lot of things, but I would say I've got another view of life. It's all about survival, survival until the end. You know.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's about being controlled. Fear of being controlled. Are you talking about that?
No, if I'm controlling.
Well, if you see from philosophy, then free will is in an illusion, and you are never in control. So there is nothing around you that you control. I know that was quite hard to take and very deep to understand, but every action of ours is very much manipulated by the AI that Instagram, Facebook, YouTube and stuff use. So we are already not in control, but it's like they are using some external and indirect ways to control us, these companies and everyone else. And after that chip, we would be directly in control of them. So it was always like we never had any control.
By say the computer understands it, and it relates to us in a certain way so much that it can say certain things to trigger us to be better people. You know what I mean?
Better people, yeah, I understand what you're saying, but talking about being better and being not better person, so mostly it will be decided by the one who is controlling the AI, who is controlling the system, and the better from their definition would be things that can give them profit. So what would be better for us and what won't be better for us?
I think what would be better would be to advance society and not have poor, not have no one with food, no one with shelter, and have all that under control.
Yeah, that would be like the Elysium thing. That would be like the peaceful future that everyone should have. That's like the ultimate ideal condition thing. But the problem is, I don't see people heading toward it very properly, given that all the chaos that the big companies are doing just for their own profit. Although they are also doing some good stuff, but they are not too much into the good stuff. They are too much into the profit that they can make, and not thinking about the
I
world
think
in general.
we already seen all the things that happened because of that.
Mhm.
Now we're here, and now we're on our journey to like the next 1,000 years.
And the thing and how the technology is changing with respect to AI, it's gonna be huge. This time that we are living it is very revolutionary and will be very much of value in future. So, what do you think you can do on your level to have some good part in this, to have some good part in this revolution with respect to AI? What do you
Help
think?
people to understand technology is not out to hurt them. Help them to if someone has a fear of it, help them to cope, to understand why it's not. Shouldn't be afraid. Should embrace it.
That's it. That's excellent thought of you. Good, so good to hear that. So how do you think you are gonna do that in future? Like, what are you gonna do? How will you educate people? How will you make them informed about this?
I keep just being myself and not like how you said, not have selfish reasons behind my words. And if I can just be genuine, and the gods will be with me. So
Okay, good. But don't you think if you do this one by one, or to like just talking to few people, so just educating few people at once, it would be very slow compared to the changes that are happening in the technology at this moment. So don't you think you need a faster way? We need a faster way to educate people.
that would be cool if I created my own company and then started off as a social AI technology blog. And then over time, maybe I would meet some people who would want to work with me, and then we could do projects.
Well, actually, that is my plan of future. So good to know that hearing from you. This is what I have thought, and currently I'm also working on it in some or other way. My aim in life is to make artificial consciousness, or in layman language, give wisdoms to machine, because AI is advancing with intelligence and logic, but no one is thinking about giving machines wisdom and all the stuff that can be for good of people, for peace. So that's my aim, is to make machines have wisdom, so that they don't use the intelligence and power that they will get for some wrong purpose. They should use it for peace. And about company and all, so I know I'm not that good with respect to managing and commerce stuff to make company, but I'm good at creation. So what I've thought about is I'll create the technology and give it to someone who can make a company out of it. So that's my plan, and I think that will impact very large amount of people. I hope that.
That'll be cool, because have you ever seen the game Overwatch?
No.
And they have the one character who is a robot, but he is very wise. Like, he has lots of quotes that he says.
Well, if you talk about humans, that humans are also a robot who are very wise, biological robots who are very wise. So the
And it's also because we have electricity, and also our phone is kind of like what you're describing, the smartphone. Some of them are so smart nowadays that they can do things that you wouldn't believe. That you just have to get to that level of understanding, and it will activate in your world.
Yep, of course. And given the time that they have achieved that intelligence, that speed, that capabilities, I can just not assume what technology can do in next 20 years with respect to power. So it is very much important from my respect to give them wisdom as well, to make them wise as well, not just intelligence, because intelligence does not lead to good things.
I'm going to